Hey everybody, welcome back to Model Train Outsider episode 20, and you thought it would never last. I am Anthony Dodge, and now I'm wondering why you haven't gotten anything done and taken another week off. Well, it's been end of the quarter. We had state testing all week on top of that, and we had OTES evaluations, state teacher evaluations. Oh, yeah, not a good time. Formal. You remember those, don't you? Oh, and that too. Crap. It's hell. Yeah, tell me about it. It's not fun. And on top of that, we've been spending a little money elsewhere, so I haven't been able to go out and get some of the stuff I want to use on the table right now. Why? I thought things were going well. Well, it's one of a couple of announcements I want to start this video off with. Oh? Yeah. Joyce and I are going back to Germany alone again like we did in 2017. Awesome! And you got lots of train stuff planned too, right? Yeah. Lots of awesome stuff, and yeah, we're hoping to get some train shopping in, and if things work out, we might be able to go into Miniature Wonderland in Hamburg again. It would be our 4th visit there. We were there in 2017. But yeah, with all the stuff going, we're going to spend just over 2 weeks in Germany, beginning the end of May. So we're really looking forward to this. All right, cool. So what's the other announcement? Well, the other announcement is, after being asked by a few folks live and online on YouTube, Wait, you're not ending the show, are you? No. We're starting another one. A second one? We're doing the Maryland Outsider, to talk about Maryland for people who don't know anything about Maryland or thinking of getting into trains and why they should or maybe shouldn't get into Maryland and C-Track and all that stuff. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Ah, Maryland for dummies. Yeah. So it'll suit you to a T. Huh? Hey, now wait a minute. Got him back. So anyhow, 2 announcements and no real progress. What are we going to have a show about then? Yes, I do have a topic. Today I want to talk a little bit about reality. Reality? Yeah, reality. So you're not involved. How so? Because you're not real. Again with this. Yeah, again with this. And always. Here we go. I am really just you pretending to be you from 2015. Yep, we've had this argument many times. Well then, I am real. I mean, I am you as you are he as you are me and we are all together. Then I'm real. Either way, you can't win. Oy. Got him back. Anyhow, what I want to talk about in this episode is reality and realism. Things to consider when you're getting into model trains. In a previous episode, as I was talking a little bit about some of the issues I had with building my station and having to custom build everything, it is more stressful to go this route when you are creating a 100% replica of a section of a town, especially a town that's not really well known. I mean, you can go to Fowler and find that they make, hey, here's a section of Frankfurt, here's a section of this town or that town. But when you're making a full recreation, a realistic view of a station and a city section, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of complete scratch building, custom building, because you're not just making a building. It has to be a very specific building. The windows, the shop, the signs, everything has to work because you're building it 100% realistic to what you would see if you were there. Whether you're doing something from 1957 Berlin, Westkreuz station and surrounding area, or 1961 Alexanderplatz, whatever you're doing, reality comes in. But then there are other issues of reality. Detail. How much? How much detail are you going to go into? How real are you going to get it? There is, as with any sort of club, hobby, interest, activity, there's politics. There are schools of thought. There are camps. I was watching a new YouTube channel, well, new to me, that was linked by a couple of people I already am subscribed to. And the person does exquisite work. And it was about weathering buildings and train cars. And it was great. I mean, the guy does an excellent job. But there was a line in there that kind of aggravated me where he said he just can't stand to look at layouts where people have taken the time to put in grass and the catenary wiring or whatever, and then they don't weather their trains. If you don't weather your trains, you don't belong in the hobby. And I just wanted to reach through and smack this guy upside the head when he said that. Because it doesn't have to be that real. I don't have to make a 100% real Dumb Horse Station. I'm choosing to do that. And I don't ask or expect anybody else to be that real. Realism is where you want to take it. Nothing we're making is real. We can make it look like reality. And there are guys out there. There is this amazing German professional layout maker named Josef Brandl. He makes layouts that if you didn't know were model train layouts, you can watch video of it and think it's the real thing. I mean, he is that good. He is maybe the single greatest layout maker in Germany, if not the world. I know I'm biased for German stuff, but the fact is, he's top notch. There are people, there's Luke Towan from Australia, there's Kathy Millett, who are diorama builders. There's a whole bunch of UK YouTubers who make fabulous, very realistic stuff. They all do great jobs. They all make fabulous things. But this American guy going, if you don't weather your trains, you're a waste. This is part of the problem. A reality in the model train hobby is this cliquish, you have to do it this way, you've got to do it this way, and you shouldn't push people off like that. If somebody doesn't want to weather their trains, weathering is where you make it look like it's been through the weather for years and years and years. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. I've got some trains I spent a lot of money on, a lot of money. I'm not about to dirty them up. I like clean and crisp. If my layout suffers from it, well, that's that person's problem, not mine. Because be happy with where you're at. You can go out and buy a grass mat and run your trains over it and not worry about it. Yes, I am going for a certain level of reality. Other people go much further. I'm ballasting. I'm building a village in a town. But I've got people saying, well, you're going to have a motorized car, the Fowler car system in there, aren't you? Well, it doesn't fit my arrangement, nor does it fit my budget, because Fowler car system is expensive. I was looking at doing our Magna Rail system because Richard at Everard Junction put one in, and it's much cheaper in the long run, and it works really well. But the practicality of trying to put it in onto my layout doesn't work, so I'm probably not going to put an operating car system. But the way I'm building my table means I can go back later and pop out a section and go ahead and put in a Fowler car system if I want to. But right now, but you got to have all the operating lights and signals. You're going to make sure you have the stops here and everything, right? No. I will, on my next trip to Germany, I'll be in Delmenhorst again. I've got to visit some friends, one not well. I'm going to take some more pictures to make sure I get the main train signals, but there's so many things you can do for reality. And so, a few of them, just to mention them, besides step one, detail, putting in all the nature of the terrain. And again, how much are you? Are you just going to put in some grass, or are you going to make sure there are bushes and branches? That's up to you. So your nature details are one issue. The housing, just how realistic are you going to make the housing? Are they going to be lit up or not? Are you doing 3D interiors or are you doing picture interiors? Those are things to think about. Many of my buildings have photographic interiors. I didn't make 3D interiors. My train station has 3D interior where you have actual figures and shelving and things in there. But most of my models, you just have the window and you have a photograph to make it look like it's realistic inside. But I'm not going to try to make it all 3D. I've seen some model people where every building of theirs has 3D. You look inside the windows and there's the beds and the people and there's the office and the chairs and the desk and all that. It's all 3D inside the building as well, and it's all lit up, and that's fabulous. I don't have that kind of mentality to want to be that precise. Another issue of reality is the lighting. How much are you going to light up? Are you going to light up anything? That's the buildings and so forth. But a secondary issue of lighting is, are you going to put in all the actual traffic lights along? That's a question you have to consider. Directing the traffic. Are you going to have them everywhere along the layout or just near the train station? I'm planning on putting just a couple near my train station for in and out, but otherwise along the route, I'm probably not going to put it. Then your train station's not going to, or your layout's not going to be realistic. I'm not worried about it. You don't have light signals every 5 miles. So I can have some lights outside my station and then just let them free run the rest of my layout. I'm not that obsessed with that much reality. My reality is recreating this section of Delmenhorst down to a T, and then the rest of it I will leave to imagination. Catenary, since most of my trains are electric and most of the rail system in Germany has electric and diesel trains, it's all catenaried and has the power lines to it. Eventually I'll get to that. It's one of the last stages. But then there's even more reality. There's dozens of track programs, and even Märklin sells track that you can wire that allows you to stop and start your train through a computer program. You don't run it, you don't control it. The computer program runs, and you create these zones where the computer runs the entire train for you. You don't run it. You set it. So the train will run, it'll go over, it'll park, the next train will come out, it'll stop at a station. These are all great reality, and a lot of people want this reality. Oh yeah, you're going to make sure your trains stop at the station, otherwise it's not real. The trains are just flying through the station. Well, no, it's not real. It's a model. And I prefer to control things by hand to a degree. Some things I like to control it from my central station, where I can just pop a button, switch is open, pop it again, switch is closed, instead of getting up and manually doing it. But I'm still controlling it myself, as opposed to a computer's doing it. Yes, it's great to sit back and let the computer run it. There are guys out there who do have computers running their programs. Rudy's Railway, he does how-to on different programming systems on how to run your train and how to build these areas where the computer program completely runs all his trains. It's fabulous. I'm not judging. That's one of the problems. Don't judge it. Let people be happy with what they do. Let them decide what level of reality they want. Sam over at Sam's Trains, he's got some homemade scenery that he just cobbles together, threw on his carpet in his attic bedroom. And he runs trains, and there's no real layout scenery. He just runs his trains. But the dude's happy. He also has a lot of trains. But be that as it may, reality, what is reality? All right? We can go full existential. Hey, wait. Oh, not now, no. We can go full existential about reality. But when you're modeling trains, model to your happiness, your level of happiness, your level of contentment. You can't get into competition with somebody else. Do what you are capable of doing. Challenge yourself if you want to challenge yourself. Be happy with it. But reality, as George Carlin once said, reality is overrated. Enjoy running the trains. Keep them clean if you want them clean. Hey, they don't look like real trains in the real world. Well, it's not the real world. It's a basement layout or an attic layout. It's not the real world. You weathered them. You did a great job. You are an artist. You are amazing, and I love your talent. And your train layout looks awesome, and I would pay money to come in and see it. But I'm not going to weather my trains, okay? Don't come back with this holier than thou or judgmental bit. There's too many problems in the hobby with cliquishness and standoffishness and judgmental attitudes. As it is, to do videos and just deride people who don't do what you do is just not right. All right, so that was a little rant about reality, which is what my channel is really about. It's been nice when I was showing you getting the layout going, but overall, we are just a vlog channel about my views and experiences in model trains, and one of them has been this debate about reality and weathering and weather to weather, which could have been a whole episode on itself, but I just wanted to throw it all together with some of these other things, because I have people who are asking me, aren't you going to have your trains stopping at every point in every station? And no, I'm just going to have my trains running in circles, because although I found it boring as a kid, nowadays I find it to be a lot of fun to watch my trains go in circles. All right, so look for the first episode of Miraculin for Dummies. No. The first episode of The Miraculin Outsider, and we will see you again soon. Bye.
That means that one tiny atom in my fingernail could be
one little tiny universe.